Alright, so in this video today, I'm going to be speaking about the Orlando Magic and specifically their win over the Boston Celtics, which saw them defeat them 95 to 92. Now, was this the best game of basketball? No, but at the end of the day, a win is still a win, and I'm going to detail everything that happened in this game. But before I do that, make sure you like the vid, subscribe to the channel, and without further ado, let's jump right into it. So overall, I don't really know where to start because this wasn't the most exciting game of all time. Both teams couldn't really buy a bucket and were very inefficient. But someone like Paolo Banchero stood out to me because he was 6 or 7 from the 3-point line, which is something we love to see, as he's been very inconsistent with his shot. Now from the line, he was stellar again. He got to the line 9 times and shot 7 of 9. That's all we can ask. And as a team, the Magic shot pretty well from the line, which is not really... When we not really, there's not really much more I can ask for a team that usually struggles from the line. They've been shooting well as of recent from the line, and that's all we can really ask. But I'm not gonna really dwell on too much. Like Admiral Schofield had a nice game. He was 5 of 7, 3 of 5 from 3. He had some really big ones at the top of the key where he hit the nothing but net. But overall, I ain't really gonna talk much. But I'm gonna go over to the head-to-head kind of stats. So as you can see, the Celtics shot 34% from the field and the Magic were 38%, which is not much better. They shot pretty well from beyond the arc thanks to Paolo and Admiral Schofield. I believe they amounted for 9 of the 12 threes the Orlando Magic actually made. But as a whole, the rebounding was meh. They actually got out-rebounded today. The assist numbers were surprisingly better than last game. However, the quality of basketball was definitely terrible. And 13 turnovers doesn't actually paint the entire picture, because in this game, the amount of stupid turnovers we saw, I believe Cole Anthony may have had 1 or 2 to end the third quarter. Franz then had another turnover. Then at the end of the game, Fultz tries to play off Al Horford's knees, but he turns the ball over. There were so many turnovers in this game which could have definitely been prevented. But as a whole, like I said, a win is a win. And you might say, oh, JT wasn't there, but they won last game with JT there. So here are the very few game notes I did make. So both teams weren't really hitting their shots, so it was more of a what team's going to do the nitty-gritty stuff better, and I believe the Orlando Magic slightly squeaked that one out. The offense seemed very stagnant at times and isolation heavy. Now, I didn't like that because I felt like at the top of the key, it was more of a, if you have the ball, try and make your own play instead of plays being ran, which I didn't like. I felt like Bol Bol was kind of isolated from the offense. In a lot of instances, I saw him standing around in the corner or standing at the top of the key, and I'm like, look, you've got this guy, why don't you put him in a pick and roll situation? Or like last game, you saw how successful someone like Mo Wagner was in the pick and roll. Why has that been eliminated in this game? Who knows? And like I said earlier, there was bare careless turnovers, but look, you won the game. And another thing is, Boston had quite a few clean licks from 3. I can detail about 4 or 5 times Jaylen Brown had that wide open shot at the top of the key, which he made every time. Don't quote me on that because I'm not even sure he made 4 threes in this game, but there were definitely 2 instances he was completely wide open at the top of the key. Sam Hauser had a few good looks, and as a whole, you got lucky the Celtics just weren't hitting for a second game in a row. But I'm not going to criticize this win too much because, like I said, a win is a win. I've said like I said way too many times, but P5 in this one had a monster game, 31 points, 6 rebounds and 3 assists. And look, his 3-point shot was falling because when he was going to the cup, he was getting fouled. He didn't have his best night inside or from mid-range, but that 3 was definitely falling. And he had a few wild takes to the rim, which I do question, especially when a few times he could have potentially kicked it to the corner. But we love the aggression from Paolo because a lot of times we did see him, you know, draw contact, gets the line, shot 7 of 9 from the line. I put Libwa. I meant to say line. Please ignore my typo here. But yeah, he did a lot of things right in this game, and if his 3-ball keeps falling, that's just going to add another element to his game. So I was very happy to see P5 have a very dominant game in that aspect, and like I said, he's continuing to show that he's playing way beyond that rookie label, and he looks like a stud in the making. Well, he already is a stud, but God knows how good he's going to be in a couple years time. Then I don't really talk about too many guys because this game was pretty terrible, but the second guy that stood out to me was Admiral Schofield, and I liked the way he brought some great energy off the bench. He had a very good take where I believe it took Grant Williams off the dribble and finished a very tough layup inside. And I was like, damn, Sco, that was a tough finish right there. But he was 3 of 5 in this one from beyond the arc. Also, he had 2 at the top of the key, which he absolutely splashed the hell out of. Nothing but net, cleaner shots I've seen. And yeah, he was a very big part of this win too, because without some of those 3s that Sco made, the Magic don't win this one. At the end of the day, I keep saying that, but it's true. These little buckets that you get from beyond the arc definitely help squeak out wins sometimes, and Sko was a decent part of this win. So yeah, and he also brought a lot of energy, and we know Schofield always does that. But that's all I really got for this miniature breakdown. There's not really much else to say. I mean, you're not going to have too many games where you play a team as good as the Boston Celtics as badly as this and still squeak out of a win. But I guess we got lucky JT wasn't playing, and on top of that, the Celtics play pretty trash themselves. But let me know what you guys feel about this game in the comment section down below. I feel like it's still a good win. Extended the winning streak to 6 games, and I believe we're now, 3-11 on the road instead of 1-11. So that's also a good sign to see. I'm starting to see this team kind of shape up well, but it's annoying that, like I said, you can't get all guys on the floor at the same time. Like when Paolo's back, Markel's back, you've got John Isaac and Wendell not in, or Jalen Suggs out. I'd like to see this team at full strength and see what they're capable of. But as of recent, they're definitely putting it together and getting some big wins. So let's see if this can carry on. Thank you guys for watching this little breakdown video. Please hit the subscribe button. But I'm out. Peace.